I'll start this video out by saying one thing. I love Bo Horvat, and you do too. We all know what exactly this guy means to the Vancouver Canucks, what he's supposed to mean to the Vancouver Canucks, what he represents and all this stuff. We all know this, and we all love him for it. With that being said, though, I feel like this video kind of needs to be made. Now also, I wanted to say another thing before we got super deep into this topic. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be watching the Canucks game against the Seattle Kraken later today that goes on at 7 p.m., mostly because it's reading break for a lot of my friends that are still in college there at SFU, UBC, and all that, so this is like the 1 week for the entire semester so far, whatever it is, where they're all free and we're able to go outside, play sports. So we played soccer yesterday. I got 30,000 steps on the day. Today we're probably going to play some volleyball, so I'm not really too sure if I'm going to be home to watch the Canucks game. So no matter what happens in the game, I'm not really too sure if we're going to have a post-game video, so please don't get on me if we don't go ahead and do that. We might just skip ahead to tomorrow to talk about anything Canucks, if there is something to talk about. So there you go, there's our little disclaimer. I might not be able to watch tonight's game. But going back to the main topic at hand here, Bo Horvat. Now I'll say this entire thing at the beginning before we get super deep into it. Bo Horvat this season hasn't been a bad player. He's on pace for 43 points in 77 games played, 23 goals, 20 assists, so he's not having a bad season, I guess you could say. He's got 26 points in 46 games right now, and he's one of the top guys on the team in goals, so sure, Bo Horvat is not having a bad season per se. But when it comes to what exactly the captain's role has been in a lot of the recent games, it does kind of get me and a few other people in Canucks Nation questioning just how effective he has been. Last time the Vancouver Canucks played, it was a really bad loss to the Anaheim Ducks. It was 5-0 Anaheim in the first 25 minutes of the game. The Vancouver Canucks had 3 shots on goal in that span, and everything fell apart quickly. Now sure, they lost 7-4, so Vancouver went out there and they outscored Anaheim, what is it, like 4-2 ever since it was 5-0, but like still. These are the comments from Bo Horvat after the game. I expect more from myself. I don't want to use the word embarrassed, but that's not good enough. Unacceptable. That's on all of us. That's on me. We started getting down on ourselves. These are a selection of quotes from Bo at the end of the game, and, you know, I like this. On paper, these are good quotes. They're very good quotes. They're quotes where Bo Horvat goes out there and he takes accountability, where he says, you know, I'm the captain, I'm supposed to be the guy leading this team, and that right there wasn't good enough. So I expect more out of myself, I expect more out of us. We didn't really do the best we can. I like the fact that he said these things. But you take a look at the game and you take a look at what Bo Horvat did in the game against Anaheim. 16 minutes of time on ice, okay, that's pretty good. 64% on the draws, okay, that's pretty good. He's a -1, okay, not great, but I mean, look, they lost 7-4. You can't really expect to go out there and do too much. 0 shots on goal, 0 hits. And when I see that in particular, I think, okay, the game was 5-0 for Anaheim at one point. Anaheim towards the end started getting really chippy. It became super physical. You saw yourselves a fight. Podkolzin broke out there, started whacking at guys. Bo Horvat had 0 hits throughout the entirety of a game where his team got blown out, and the opposite team went out there and started roughing it up towards the end. What was the captain doing? And I'd be willing to let this slide if this was a one-game thing. Okay, the Canucks get blown out once in a blue moon. Bo Horvat does not show up in any respect in that blowout loss. And what? But this is not a brand new thing. I feel like I've seen these quotes like 5 times this year, where Bo Horvat says to the media, oh, we played a game and we were not good enough. I wasn't good enough. We need to hold ourselves accountable, or we're embarrassed, stuff like that. This has happened far too many times, in my opinion, to actually go under the radar, that when you talk about this specific tweet that Drance has, where Bo Horvat has the quotes, some of the comments from Canucks Twitter on the replies, some of the replies on Canucks Reddit in the comments section are just all saying the same thing. Okay, thank you, Bo, for the good words. Now back up your play on the ice. Where is that leadership coming from over here? Because for Miller, you could see this guy get very frustrated when things do not go his way. It sometimes gets the better of him, and honestly, Miller kind of plays like at his best when he's like 75% angry. When Elias Pettersson is starting to get aggravated, you see him doing reverse hits and you see him starting to dangle out guys more, and these are the kinds of things that top players do. It's just for Bo, you know, I said it, I love Bo. I really do think he's important to this team, but it's been a long time since we have seen Bo enter that gear, has it not? Like, sure, he has his multi-point games here and there. As I said, he's producing. I mean, he's not having a bad year per se. But I'm making this video because I feel like it's appropriate to start holding players that should be accountable when the team goes through situations like they did in Anaheim. I hate to use this example because of economic reasons. You could very much easily see why it was even being discussed. But when Elias Pettersson was going through his slump, we had a lot of people going out there questioning this guy and starting to doubt him as well. Just saying things like, okay, no, he's lost his touch, he's never gonna be what he's supposed to be. We had a lot of people, you know, also saying, okay, it's a slump, gotta calm down, he's gonna get better. But as a $7 million player, I get it, you know, he's supposed to go out there and be consistent because that's what a $7 million label implies, that you're that good. Now, Pettersson is starting to play a lot more like a $7 million caliber player, but when that slump was going on, Vancouver media was all over this guy. Now for Bo, as I said, he's producing, so I don't want to make it seem like that is the problem, and I also get it, he's only making 5.5, so he's not in the same caliber of player as Pettersson is, but it kind of feels like to me that Bo is getting somewhat of a pass. Now, I'll repeat myself one more time. It's not about points. He's producing points. 3 points in his last 5 games, 6 points in his last 10 games. Not bad. It's just, at this point in the year, after like the 4th or 5th game where the Canucks get blown out and Bo Horvat makes these comments, in a game where he's got 0 shots and 0 hits, when the physicality was amping up, I question as to whether or not this leadership is what the Canucks can actually thrive off of. Now, I'm not in the room. I don't realize what Bo Horvat is saying to the guys. I don't understand anything that goes on behind the scenes. You know, I'm just a guy. But from what I see out there on the ice, I see Miller going out there and trying his butt off when things get rough. I see him get angry, and I see him display the passion in his game with his dangles and when he tries to go around players. Sure, it's reckless half the time, but it's there, and you can acknowledge that it's there. For Pettersson, you can see him start to dangle out guys, especially when he's confident. Man, that guy goes out there, his footwork is crazy, you could see him start to sidestep people again. It's great. Like, this is what we wanted to see out of Elias Pettersson. For Bo, when was the last time we have seen him unlock that gear to his play? Was it the bubble in 2020? Because we know Bo Horvat turns into an absolute ox against, like, the St. Louis Blues, scoring those overtime goals and those crazy on-the-rush goals where he dekes out 2-3 guys. Like, he's fantastic. But when was the last time we saw that? Maybe I'm having short-term memory loss. Maybe this happened within the past, like, month or two, and somebody can go in the comments and let me know, okay, no, Lego, you're wrong. Like, this player is a lot better than you're giving him credit for. But does anybody else have those same concerns? Like, we've seen this performance, especially in the Travis Green era, or at least the end of the Travis Green era, where the Canucks absolutely get blown out, they suck really bad, and you see these same comments being made by Bo over and over again. They're the proper words to say, but I'm concerned enough to the point that I feel like it's alright to make a video about this. And judging from what people are saying on social media as well, there's a part of me that feels that a lot of the Canucks fan base is in a somewhat similar boat. Again, not because we hate Bo. I love Bo. But because we're concerned as to whether or not what it is that Bo Horvat is bringing is what the team actually needs. Is this leadership core good enough? Does this team, when they're down 2-0 to the Anaheim Ducks at the beginning of a game, do they have that fight back in them to get back? Like, they came back down 5-0 to lose 7-4, but Anaheim stopped trying after that. For the first half of the game, you could see that Anaheim just wanted it more, and it cost the Canucks 5-0 on the score sheet. So talk to me in the comments, what do you think about Bo Horvat in this entire video over here. Again, I might not watch today's game because, you know, reading week, and so I gotta spend some time with the boys. I hope you enjoyed this Virtual Trolls 99, and bye.